Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye Caseman, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Hello, and welcome to episode number 90. I think it is. I didn't actually check the number. I think it's 90. Pretty sure I recorded 89 the week before. And if it's not, who knows? This is always a rough and ready podcast for me. I try not to do it. I come on rough, ready, and as raw as possible. I do script it, but it's all about just getting the message out there that I want to get out. And today's message is all about JOMO. Have you ever heard of the phrase JOMO? If wherever you're watching this, let me know. There's usually some ability to leave a message. And certainly if you're watching this live, leave a message in the comments. The question of today is JOMO the secret sauce to your weight loss? Do you know what JOMO is? This is only a term I heard of last year, but it makes so much sense and it fits really well with weight loss with love and my message, which is all about finding joy in the process. And JOMO is the joy of missing out. We've all heard of FOMO, right? Well, JOMO is the opposite. Coming up, I'm going to tell you all about what JOMO is, how it can help you in your life and weight loss, why it may be the secret sauce for your weight loss, and how you can rev up your JOMO levels daily to make sure you stay tuned. As usual, like I say, leave your comments, leave your hashtag gems, followed by what your takeaway points are. And if you've got a question, drop it anywhere that you can or reach out to me on socials. And if you want to take a deeper dive into this episode or any of the episodes, make sure you check out the description box so that we can actually get started working together on your relationship with food. So without further ado, let's jump in and start putting together those pieces of life and weight loss. So it's all about the JOMO, not the FOMO. I feel like there should be a song in there somewhere. And when working on our relationship with food, we have a lot of thoughts, a lot of thoughts, and a lot of feelings, like a lot. We can have so many thoughts about what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, who to eat it with. It can be really draining. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's perhaps a tale for another day and something we can work on in the membership. But a common experience that we can all have from time to time is FOMO, fear of missing out. And when it comes to weight loss, especially if you've ever dieted, FOMO is likely to be something that you will know all too well. As a dieter, you will have felt sadness and restriction when missing out on certain foods or social events because of your quote unquote diet. You may have felt deprived when you've had to reduce down your portions. You may have felt the pangs of jealousy when you've looked on at a friend or a relative who seems to be able to eat anything without gaining a bean. And those thoughts and feelings, they can feel like absolute torture, and the FOMO can most definitely be real. And FOMO is a powerful force, and it can lead us to some unhealthy behaviors and certainly a lot of negative emotions. It could make you feel isolated, anxious, and insecure about your choices, and it could lead to self-sabotage, and it tends to come from a position of scarcity and lack, which will then lead to urges as you then want to get away from those icky feelings that you're feeling. However, there is an alternative mindset that you can adopt. The potential antidote to FOMO is JOMO, the joy of missing out. And I have to say, it's not something I was actively ever taught by any diet or mentor I followed, unless it went completely over my head. My recollections of diets were that we have to have willpower to knuckle down and do hard things, to suck it up and just stick to the diet. The mentor who got me onto my current path, though, she was ace, very different. She introduced me to thought work, life coaching, treating ourselves with love and kindness. But also there was still this edge of, you can do hard things and just get it done. And the truth is that we can do hard things. We can set about doing whatever we put our minds to if we wish. I'd be lying if I said that you'll never have to do a hard thing. This is life and shit happens. But our beliefs and our thoughts create our reality. Therefore, we can also work on changing the hard thing, whatever it is, maybe into something easier and more joyful if you wish. And that's something I naturally found that I did on my journey, what I've built into my AAA Way method, and what I try and do on a daily basis. Because joy, love, and kindness are far more powerful motivators in the end and more sustainable than fear, deprivation, shoulds, musts, and anything that comes from scarcity. And you only have to feel into those feelings to know which one you'd rather want more of. And I choose joy every single time. And so by starting to work on my beliefs, my thoughts and feelings, I was able to find more joy in the process. I'm not talking all the time. I'm not talking sunshines, daisies and unicorn style, as that's just unrealistic. But I was definitely able to tip the balance. I went from being sad and miserable, restricted, deprived, and feeling lacking to a place of more peace, joy, empowerment, intention, and acceptance. And I was, even though I didn't know it at the time, because I literally only just found out about the words, I was channeling JOMO. And so JOMO is a mindset shift. It's about taking us from feeling restricted and hard done by towards finding more joy and satisfaction in the present moment. So again, rather than giving into FOMO, we seek to focus on what makes us feel good, both physically and emotionally, looking for ways in which we can identify the joys and benefits of missing out rather than focusing on the negatives and what we are actually missing out on. So, what would that look like in practice? Well, let's say you're going out with friends, you decide to be Des, so you're going to drive to you're going to drive the party bus rather than be one of the drinkers. So FOMO thinking would be, I can't drink, I won't have any fun, this sucks. Whereas JOMO thinking, it's all about what you can add and gain from that situation. So you may be thinking instead, this is great, I'll have a clearer head in the morning. This may benefit my weight loss efforts this week. I get to spend time with my friends and be totally present. Or maybe it's food related. So FOMO thinking is going out sucks when you're working on weight loss, or I can't have what I want to eat, or I won't be able to enjoy myself. Whereas JOMO would be, isn't it great that I get to say yes to my weight loss this week and choose a nice, crunchy, tasty salad? Or if you're working on food freedom, maybe you choose the burger but have half the fries and celebrate the fact that you did this and you still got to eat out with your friends. And don't you have this amazing, great relationship with food? And so, again, all of that negativity, all of that FOMO just melts away with the JOMO. And so, I want to encourage your JOMO, to encourage you to look at how you can add to and enhance your life rather than taking anything away or feeling like you're restricted by taking things away. And you can use the power of your thoughts to do so. And there's always two sides to a coin, and you just need to turn it over and look at the other side, right? Or perhaps maybe a coin is never the best example, because I always say that there's three viewpoints: positive, neutral, and negative. So maybe it needs to be a triangle, that you look at all the sides of it. So the more that we can stay on the sides that are neutral and positive, the better we're going to feel. If we feel better, the actions we're likely to take are going to be more aligned with where we want to be and are going to be more sustainable long term. And so embracing JOMO means finding joy in prioritizing the things that truly matter to you, not just the things that you desire in that moment. So, such as your health and well-being, but over again, these fleeting moments of desire and urges and cravings. And so it's about recognizing that by saying no to something, you're actually saying yes to something else. So go find that thing, go find the thing that you want to say yes to, find the gift and find the joy in it. And one of my lovely members has coined a phrase this in the past few weeks, which I want to offer to you, which is the concept of paying herself first, which I absolutely love. And JOMO again fits perfectly with this. Pay yourself in joy, in health, in peace, in relaxation, in energy, whatever it is you're choosing to find that benefit, find that gift. And so if we turn our attentions a little bit more firmly now to your relationship with food, and if you're working with me in the membership or one-to-one, we always start with awakening and gathering your awareness. It's the first day of the AAA way process, about where you are now, where you want to be. And we also work on then ditching those restrictive and those outdated diet methods that left us feeling less than. But that doesn't mean that those thoughts stop instantly. We have to actively be working on them and working on the process. So what do you think about your current well-being path, your life, and everything in between? Hence why the podcast is life, weight loss, and everything in between. Maybe you're thinking it's hard, it sucks. Maybe there's still some part of you that thinks that you have to feel restricted, that there is no other way. But that, my friends, is just what creates the FOMO. But what if that is all a load of mind bull that you can choose to listen to? or not choose to listen to. Mindful, all based on outdated beliefs that we could shift along the way. And so I want to encourage any of the members listening in the membership and all of you listening at home to take the focus away from what you might be missing out on and reframe it to an opportunity to experience the joy and the satisfaction that comes from taking care of yourself. And with the power of JOMO, you can work to find pleasure and satisfaction in the foods that you consume, whatever they may be, rather than viewing eating as, again, some source of guilt or restriction. And you can find joy in flavors, textures, and experiences when you look to use some mindful eating techniques. And obviously, intuitive eating, which is what I encourage, involves listening to our body's hunger and satisfaction cues, as well as honoring our cravings and preferences without judgment. And so it's about making empowered food choices where we can seek to nourish ourselves physically and emotionally, and thus in turn bringing you more joy. And so again, JOMO and opting out with intention is finding pleasure and satisfaction in the moment and seeking to appreciate what you have rather than what you're lacking in. And so again, that power of JOMO means you cultivate a sense of gratitude for the simple pleasures in life and the opportunities that you do have, and seek to not miss the ones that you think that you should have been having instead. And it's why it could be the secret sauce to your well-being and weight loss. So how do you channel your JOMO daily for weight loss? So I'm going to offer you back my 5 Ds of action method, of course. It's a great and good solid framework that gets the job done, but it'd be interesting to see it applied to JOMO. As a reminder, if you haven't caught one of the previous episodes on this, or if you're not in the membership and haven't got the full workbook on it, it's about the 5 Ds are decide, doable, discover, deal, and do again. And so if we turn that to JOMO, you're going to decide, you're going to make an empowered decision, take ownership of your choices, and prioritize your well-being without feeling pressured to conform to old diet rules and decide that because you just want to. You're going to make decisions that align with your unique values, your unique goals, and your desires. So with the JOMO, you're going to decide, how do you want to approach this given situation? How are you going to channel your JOMO? And then you're going to do it. There's always an action step, whether it's doing a physical thing, doing some thought work, whatever it might be. Make the action really doable. Make it so small, so simple that it's just really easy, standing on your head type level. And because your JOMO doesn't have to be a giant frog that you've got to swallow. And then we're going to go into discover. It's time to get curious and look at how it actually went with love. How did it feel? What did come up at the time? Did you notice any old stories, any old beliefs that you've got to shift? And did you notice any FOMO, or was your JOMO absolutely on fire? So what can you celebrate? And then you're going to deal. How can you deal with anything that did come up? So if you did have some thoughts and feelings that were more towards the negative, if you had the FOMO, how are you going to deal with that? Do you need to do some thought work? Do you need to do some self-coaching? Do you need to reach out for coaching? Do you need to speak to your accountability buddies? Do you need some belief coding from me? What is it that you need in that moment to help you in the next time you're facing that same or similar situation? How could you find more JOMO next time? And then you're going to do again. You're going to rinse, you're going to repeat, you're going to make your tweaks, because JOMO is a practice, just like any other. It's going to take some super sleuthing, and that's okay. It's going to take some trial and error, and that's okay. It's all about working on going in one continuous direction of travel that's going to make you successful in the end. Right, ladies, it's time to wrap up. Tell me what your takeaways are. What are you going to try? When will you try them? What resource do you need to get your JOMO on? And be sure to pop into the Wellness for Women group to feed that back, or if you're a member, in the private members group. And of course, members need to go to your portal, because there will be your complimentary gift, which is actually called Finding the Gift, in your portal by the end of the weekend, when this was being recorded live. That's it. That's it for now, ladies. Go forth, go find your JOMO, because it is out there, and I will see you all next. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.